What's going on, guys? We're back once again. We're finally going to be discussing Digimon Adventure Episode 15. Now, it does leave off right back where we left off, where we see Sora, Matt, as well as Joe. They are traveling over by air, and then they get into a snowy area, and then they see a river, and it's up to Gabumon to go ahead and be able to transform into a Kakumon and be able to transport them to the river. But there is an issue where Mamimon is able to attack them. And what's really crazy about this episode here, guys, is that you see where Joe, even though he is a pain, he actually does get some shine in this, which was actually kind of crazy because he does supposedly consider himself the leader, even though he is not a leader. But Sora, during the attack, she gets attacked by an ice beam, and no matter how many times you try to destroy it, unless it's fully melted, it's going to come back like a virus. So we do have where Sora does get extremely hurt, and then Matt has Gabumon transform into Garurumon, so that way he can save everybody through an avalanche, and then they have to hide, and then they ask Joe if he can create a distraction, so that way they can go across the river with Sora, get her healed up, and then that way they can have them go downstream while they go upstream. And then we see the rest of the crew, Ty, Izzy, and Mimi. They're still in the desert area, and it looks like Mimi somehow, by her curiosity, gets ran by some type of other Digimon, and she's riding on it. And then next thing you see Izzy and Ty, they start running, and we see, okay, we're going the right way, but we see Mimi and Ty say, well, that's not the point. But what was really cool about this is that we do see where Joe kind of goes back and forth through the entire episode of, okay, what do I do? What exactly am I going to, like, am I the real leader or whatever? And then what's really interesting is it doesn't take long for him when they finally get over by the river, and we do see where right when it looks like the fight may be over, we do see where Mamamon is able to somehow use his power to ice the entire river to be able to go up on the river. And then basically we do see where Gabumon basically does say to Joe, where, okay, we're the last line of defense, because if they get past us, only Matt and Garurumon is going to be able to protect them. So Joe finally basically stands up, and he basically is like, okay, it's going to be up to us. We have no choice but to fight. And as soon as they finally agree, Gabumon finally super evolves, and we see the battle between Gabumon as well as Mamamon. Now, what's really cool about this is we finally get to see with the Kakumon finally super evolves, and then we do see that, and what goes even further, we see this massive battle, of course, so we get to see another super evolution, and then we also see somehow or other that the power is going back and forth over in the real world. They're still having issues, but what it seems like is that Ty, Izzy, and Mimi somehow get into this cave, and they start going further and further in, and then they somehow go possibly into the real world. So we don't know if they somehow magically got back to the reality, or they're somehow still mixed with the Digi reality, and it looks like their reality. So right now it's kind of indecisive of what's really going to happen. So I'm kind of curious on what will happen in the very next episode. But overall, this episode was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see some older Pokemon again, Digimon again, to see ones that grew up, watching the old series like I did as well. Some of them, it's been a while, so I watched them, like, oh yeah, I remember those, but I don't really remember the names. But it's still a lot of fun when you're able to go through and just have fun with it and be able to go, yeah, I remember this Digimon, or I remember this Digimon. So it's a lot of fun to be able to go through the older Digimon. And now I'm thinking we may see TK soon. I'm not exactly sure how long it may be before we see TK, but I got a feeling it may be probably a little while longer. I was kind of hoping we'd already see TK by now, and probably Kari, but I know Kari is still very young before she does get Gatomon, and I know TK is around the same age, I think a little bit like Kari when he gets Patamon. So we don't know necessarily when they're going to be introduced to the series as of yet, so I still think they're centering around the 6th right now till we get a few more. So we don't know necessarily what's going to happen, because we do know with Sora, Matt, and Joe, and then of course with Ty, Izzy, and Mimi. So right now we're going to have 2 more. They're going to be joining the crew later on in the series, just don't know when. So overall, guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hope you guys are watching Digimon as well. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It gives me a lot of memories when I was a kid, and it's great to watch a series that has been revived and just keeps getting better each time I watch it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Leave a big fat like on the video. It helps beat the algorithm. Helps me out. Helps you guys out. Get the video out to more Digimon fans such as yourselves and me. So it helps everybody out. So let's keep doing it. Let's keep growing, and I'll see you on the next one.